Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We got Stamp Lax with us again for the breakdown. And this week we were looking at, so we've heard with RYAN BENESCH setting
Fifth in all-time goals.
the similarities in some of his goals. The last two, I was clipping the replay. I was like, wait, no, I did this one already. It's going to be, and it actually was just the next.
It's something that goes throughout the career of RYAN BENESCH, where there's so much similarity because he has a knack for getting in the front of the net, just getting open. I remember when he went to Buffalo, he had a huge season with the Bandits, and he just would get open and get rid of the ball so quickly. And you wonder, because he's not the fastest guy or the quickest guy or he just gets into these spots at the perfect moment. He's got such great awareness, and he's such an amazing shooter. So it's pretty cool to see what he can do with the ball. And as we roll the one clip here of the highlights of his goals, you'll just see that he just, a couple of fakes, the high, low, high, and then just tucks it over the shoulder of Hutchcraft. And this is just classic Benny. Again, not the hardest shot in the world. He can shoot hard, but it's all about the precision. It's all about the finding his exact spot to put the ball in. And he just does it over and over again. Yep, just comes in, shoots around Ryland Rees, and just there's no waiting around to find a spot. He gets that pass from Stotts, has the little screen to open things up, and just makes the most of his shooting opportunity. And this is the sidearm where he can go any height, and it all depends on what he sees the goalie giving him. Behind him there is such a common goalie look after RYAN BENESCH's shot, because it's like, I can't believe he just beat me with that. Because it's just so precise. Like, you can think you have most of the space covered, and he will just find the spot that is open, or that will come open when he takes the shot. And then this third one, right on top of the net, he gets it and goes bouncer here, and he's so calm. I mean, you're looking at Matt Gilray coming out at him, one of the best defenders in the game, and he's just so quick, Benesch, to get rid of this ball. As you can see, Hutchcraft is adjusting. The ball is bounced. He's trying to step back out. And because you see the right foot goes up, and that's, Benesch knows he can get under there and just bounces that one 5-hole. I mean, it's incredible what this guy does. And then you look at this next one. This is just cruel to a goalie to have. I saw some Rochester fans on their one of their forums talking about, Hutchcraft hasn't been great for them necessarily. I don't think you can blame him on many of these goals. I mean, if you leave RYAN BENESCH one-on-one on your goalie, you might as well just mark it up as a goal. Yeah. I mean, look at this. He just so calm, doesn't even seem like much of a fake. He just knows exactly where and how to shoot, and he will find the spot. You hear announcers a lot of the time say, oh, if he's open there, he's going to bury it 8 times out of 10 or 9 times out of 10, which isn't true. In most of those cases, 5 out of 10 would be great in a one-on-one look with the goalie. But with Benesch, you might actually be up around 8 or so times that he's going to put that ball in the net. And then shooting around another great defender here in Mitch Ogilvie, who Ogilvie kind of got himself a little side. He was going to reach out with the butt end of the stick, which I think probably screened Hutchcraft a bit without actually doing much to challenge Benesch's shot. But you can see he's trying not to let him duck underneath, gets that hand out there, and the ball's gone. It's, before you can get that stick on him, it's on its way into the net. I mean, he's just such a crafty shooter. You can watch these 1,000 times and just think, wow, that's amazing. And you're not going to be able to do what he does. I just think it's an amazing thing that RYAN BENESCH has done.
You kind of look at that and you're like, wow, why has this guy been on 9 teams? But then when you see he's the leading scorer, because every team that's getting ready to make a run is always like, well, if we just had one more guy who could bury it, and it seems to be more teams than not obviously think he's the guy.
Yeah, I mean, teams have gone and gotten him because he just, and I mean, the other factor is teams at times have been thinking, I think, well, he's getting older and he's not going to be the player he has been. You might see a couple of signs here and there of him tailing off, but I mean, that was, we're looking back 6-7 years, and he keeps scoring. I mean, the other thing I know is that he's not the fastest player, as we mentioned, and he's never been known for getting off the floor in a hurry. And that will drive coaches nuts. I mean, he's such a good guy. He's such a positive player to have on your team. But I remember hearing, a coach saying something like, we told him, like, hey, you need to hustle off the floor more. And Benny saying, yeah, I'm not really good at that. And they were like, "There's no being good at it. Just do it. Like, just run. Like, it's just run."
Oh
But
my
he
god,
was
that's
like,
amazing.
"Yeah." But it's funny because I've heard, at President's Cups and things, heard his teammates bugging him about it, being like, "Oh yeah, well, if you got off the floor," and he's like, "Yeah, that's not going to happen." Or like he recognizes that so much of what he does comes from playing the game that he knows. Um,
Yeah, and
so
it's
yeah,
two of those rebound goals though. You see it. It's because he stays down
yeah,
there. He doesn't. He's
yeah,
not the first guy to run off when the shot goes. He stays
yeah,
down there. He picks up those garbage goals and he's
yeah,
able to bury it. And
yeah,
yeah, like you said, when it works out, everybody's like, "Wow, look at the patience, look at the poise." And when it doesn't, everybody's
yeah.
like, "Why are you being so lazy? Get off the floor."
Yeah. So you live with things like that from somebody who's that good and such a positive team guy. I mean, Benny's a beauty. You just when you see him when he had his son, just when his son came to some games, like those are some of the cutest photos you ever see, right? As players with their kids at the games, and Benny with his wife and their son, just it's unbelievable seeing seeing those, and you can see how much it all means to him. And I don't know. I think it's great that he's around for this year because it's just a chance to see things like he just did in that game against Rochester.